Hiya, and welcome back to Roads Yet Traveled, the game that teaches us that, I'm gonna make the same joke twice, that Roon is literally the only top. These two are bottoms. He's the only top. Anyway, so apparently the saves work. I read somewhere that they don't work, and if this proves me a liar, I will be pissed. I think this is Roon. I suppose anywhere is better than here right now, but I don't have time to think about it, as Roon is already speeding ahead. How is he so damn fast? Hiya. He's completely given up on waiting for me and is already turning corners before I can see where he is going. You better not leave me behind. I have half a mind to turn around before I get too lost. But at this point, I think I already am. We turned left, then right, then... Oh shit. Where is he? Fortunately, I stopped in an empty hallway. But I didn't see if he turned left or right. He forgot about me, didn't he? Peeking around the corner, I see a few carrying talking, while the other way seems to be empty. Knowing Roon, he probably took the empty one. Meandering at a relatively fast pace, I head down to see what I can find. I think I catch a glimpse of him turning another corner, although I can't be sure. And the hallway that he went down seems to have more carrion standing around. Where's that damned white rabbit? I can't believe he just forgot about me! Okay, well, it's a bit believable. I'm sure he'll remember soon enough. I know that when you get lost, you should probably stay where you are. But I'd really rather not bump into anyone else without one of my guardians! Peeking around the corner again, I noticed Roon standing at the far end of the hallway looking quite worried. About time he noticed. Well, I'm glad I followed him this far at least. Stepping out from my hiding spot, he notices me and hurries over. Did you get lost? Sorry, I thought you were right behind me. No, I was not. You ran off too fast, bud. Sorry. Well, we should really get going. I am late after all. White rabbit indeed. Yeah, sure thing. Just please don't walk so fast. I almost lost you there. Right! Of course. This way. We continue down the hall and turn into the occupied hallway. Roon stays ignorant of their gazes while I try to bear it. I'd be lying if I said I was used to it, but now that I've been through this 3 or so times, the intensity is much softer. At least most of them look astounded rather than hungry. It's almost no easy feat to walk normally. Roon. Uppies. My pace goes from hastened to measured to started in just a few steps. I almost trip over myself at one point. That is a very easy solution. Roon, uppies. Ah! I catch glimpses of them out of the corner of my eyes. They stand as statues and dare not approach. One day I would like to converse with them. Maybe even relate to them. But I know that day may never come. And if it does, it is surely not today. Turning the corner, I catch up with Roon, who has once again zoned out and started walking too fast. Looking back, I see a few of them have turned the corner to catch one last glimpse of me. It's refreshing, all things considered. Their expressions are more of curiosity and amazement now than anything. Who drinks coffee in like 2 seconds? That happened one time! That happened one time! I swear, it only happened one time. I actually take my time drinking coffee. I don't drink it in 2 seconds. I drink it in 22 seconds. Thank you very much. Some even hide when I look back. Maybe they aren't also scary after all. You have to nurture the shit out of the coffee. Hiya. You have to nurture the shit out of the coffee. Or you could you know, what you call it? What is it called? You could just like have the coffee enter directly into your system by snorting the coffee beans. Like just grind up the coffee beans into coffee grounds and then just snort it. Feel the caffeine enter your brain through your nose. Follow your nose. Maybe they aren't so scary after all. After a few sparse halls and some grueling stairways, we find ourselves alone in front of a poorly lit hallway. The familiar grit and grime is visible once more. I guess not everywhere here is so pristine and well kept. You don't snort caffeine. Well, neither do I! Yeah, I actually don't snort caffeine. Hold up! Hold the fuck up! I did not see this. Oh. Oh. Oh, wait. No, remember the flowers didn't come out. Oh. I was freaking the hell out for a second. But no! Okay. I do not inhale my... I do not bathe in coffee twice a week. Last time I had a cup of coffee was like 3 weeks ago. Wait, no. It was last week. Last time I had a cup of coffee was last week. I don't bathe in coffee. I'll feel gross afterwards. I will feel very gross. You still call bullshit. No, I sleep in coffee. I don't sleep in my coffee. I sleep in my bed. In pajamas. Coffee tastes like liquid sand. How do y'all drink that stuff? Well, see, because I don't know about you all, but I have so much shit added to my coffee that it's basically just milk. It's basically just like milk and chocolate and maybe some like other shit here and there. That is coffee, apparently. I don't drink coffee, I drink lattes, but we call it coffee because it's just easier. I'm actually debating whether or not I want to get a cup of... Actually, no, I shouldn't get a cup of coffee tomorrow. Well, I mean, you can if you want, or you could just, like, drink it straight black. I've actually done that in high school once. Like, in, like a history class, I'm trying to, like, pop my right ear. In, like, my history class, we were, like, doing, like, a thing. We were like, oh, during the American Civil War, they all drank black coffee and ate this piece of brick. Milk is another thing for creamer for coffee. Yeah. No, there was like... So we spent the entire day, like, drinking black coffee. I did a thing where, like, they were like, how do I make coffee? I go down to the bathroom, grab some paper towels, and filter the coffee grounds through the thing. He had this old as fuck coffee grinder. And... yeah, that was basically it. I was eating the coffee beans raw because I did that. I don't know, something about eating coffee beans raw, like, not even coffee grounds, just the beans. Just raw coffee beans. The familiar grit and grime is visible once more. I guess not everywhere here is so pristine and well kept. It's still surprising after what Maruk showed me, but I guess it's all fine. Roon quickly runs over to a panel and starts trying keycards on the door. The door responds with a very clear buzz, then Roon sighs and tries another. This might take a second. The walls here are much colder than before. There's like a local coffee shop that me and Star go to sometimes. We rarely go anymore, but we used to go like every other day. The closest Starbucks is in a hospital here in town. That's the closest Starbucks. It's in a hospital. Walls here are much colder than before. I hadn't noticed it, but I can see my breath as well. Taking my hand off the wall leaves an imprint that quickly fades. That just shows how fucking lazy you are. In like the cafeteria building here at the school, instead of climbing 2 flights of steps, instead of doing that, I get on a fucking elevator. I get on the elevator instead of climbing 2 flights of stairs. Instead of like climbing up the stairs, I take the elevator because I'm a lazy fuck. And also because I am overweight and traveling uphill is my natural enemy. Damn. Nope, it's not going to be frigid all day. After hearing a different sound from the door, I look over to see that RHOUN has gotten it to open and stepped inside. Is he going to invite me in, or... Not waiting for him to take the initiative, I head inside before the door decides to close and lock me out. Oh? It does indeed shut behind me, and everything goes dark for a second before my eyes adjust to the low light. It seems like another service tunnel. Looking ahead, I see RHOUN ambling his way through and decide to follow. I should probably remind him that he has company, lest he leave me for a 3rd time. Hey RHOUN, where are we? Bang. He jumps and hits his head on a pipe, causing an echo to cascade down throughout the hall. A small light starts flashing where he made contact with the low ceiling. I think I just added another thing to his list of things to fix. Oh my god! Are you okay, RHOUN? He takes a moment to rub his head with his prosthetic before looking around and noticing the flashing light. There is a pause as it washes over him, and his arm responds in kind. Almost trance-like, he raises a paw to it and, clang, pushes it back into place. Another resounding thud is heard throughout the corridor. This time, the light blinks and blinks and then stops, returned to its neutral state. RHOUN. Did you just fix that with your bare hand? What? Oh, Tucker, I forgot you were... well... sometimes the best tool is the one you have on hand, you know? I can't help but blink a few times while staring at him. He can barely even face me in the stark corridor. Snapping out of it, I bring myself to offer a shaky response. Yeah, I guess so. Place stated, he offers a small nod. But we should be going. I am still really late. Right, yeah, sure. Please don't leave me behind this time, though, okay? He's shy. Give it time. He is very shy. Hiya. No, he is very shy. He's a fucking burrito. He is a burrito. Leave you Oh. Right, sorry. Here. Stay close to me. He waits till I catch up to him before slowly moving forwards and leading me through the pipes and cords that make up this corridor. It's almost pitch black in here, even as the light from his arm illuminates withered wires and scratched metal. It's still frigid as well, but I'm not sure what RHOUN can do about that. If Merwin couldn't turn up the temperature in one room, I don't know if RHOUN could turn up the temperature in wherever we are. Hold up. My leg is tangled. There we go. It is untangled. Although he has proven to be crafty in the past, maybe I can ask. He's still rubbing his head where he hit it. Right, that was quite the impact. Are you alright, RHOUN? It sounded like you hit your head pretty hard back there. Do you need to stop for a second? No, I'll be fine. Thank you. It's just a bump. I'll look at it later. Are you sure, RHOUN? I mean, you displaced a whole pipe by accident. Well, most of the pipes down here are due for replacement. Well, overdue, actually. So it's not that hard to break them. But it was just a small bump. Don't worry. I'll put something on it later if it hurts too much. That was way more than a small bump! But if he's this determined to hurry to this meeting or whatever, I won't stop him. I am going to make sure he gets some ice on that, though. Oh? Following quickly down the dark tunnel, I eventually step into a narrow and totally unfamiliar hallway. Everything is just a bit darker and a bit dingier. He is very cute. Where are we, RHOUN? We are in the main maintenance tunnels. They run all over the ship. But this floor specifically is where we operate from. Do you always have to crawl through a tunnel to get to work? What? Roon, we just crawled through a hole in the wall to get here. Do you have to do that every day just to get to work? No. Usually I take the elevator in the main stairway. Roon and Merwin. Maruk is an asshole. He is, but he's, like, also keeping us alive, so, like... But, well, you can't really do that yet. Hiya! Oh, of course. That makes more sense. Although, sometimes I do take a back route to get here. All of the tunnels on the station are connected. So it's pretty easy to find your way back here. Look! See this? He points to a sign on the wall. If you follow this, you can always find your way back to the maintenance hub. We put them up ourselves after we lost too many people in the tunnels. You lost them? As in, he just gives me a confused expression. Like, you did find them eventually, right? They aren't... dead? No! Just a lot of new recruits got lost and, well, we had to find them. It's caused some people to switch to different posts. Okay. That means it's 45. As someone who works in IT, as someone who has experience in IT, I have experience in IT. If you do that, like I saw an actual server room. Well, not really a server room, just a single server. I saw a server. And it is a mess. There is a... They are, though, but no, like, they are terrifying. There is a reason why you always lock your servers before you fire an IT guy. Because he can shut everything down like it's no one's business. So we put up these signs so that wouldn't happen again. Well, so it would happen less. Ah, okay. That's somewhat reassuring to hear. I'd rather not run into any carrion corpses of unfortunate recruits who got lost down here. Lest I join them! Well, thanks for letting me know about those signs, bud. I'll keep an eye out. He quickly nods and looks back and forth before heading off in a direction, without beckoning me to follow. He's definitely a bit out of it right now. You maybe have a solution for the cute squad? Let me pull up the cute squad. The Purity Boys. Roon's already in the Purity Boys. He's over here behind June. That's in 5 bleach for now. It's definitely a bit out of it right now. More so than usual. So I don't say anything and just follow behind. The tips of my ears have an uncomfortable chill to them, and I've had to hide my hands in my pockets. There's still no other signs of life down here. I'd love to know how big this damn place is. I know Merwin kind of told me, but still, the endless blank hallways here feel oddly disturbing. Hey, Roon? Yeah? How big would you say this place is? Like, I know that you probably can't explain it to me literally, but in your own words, could you tell me? Sure thing, Tucker. It's the biggest place I've ever worked at. Burrito. Oh. Burrito. We actually do have a burrito. I'm gonna pull the burrito up. If I can find it. Here it is. No, that's Mommy Merwin. Where is Burrito? Don't want Mommy Merowyn. Hiya. There we go. It's the biggest place I've ever worked at, but mind you, I've only worked on 2 stations. And the other was on a planet, so it wasn't nearly as big. There are tons of unoccupied floors. And floors with just machinery. I'd say the lower you go into the station, the fewer people there are. At least from what I've seen working here. Make a lot of different cute squads. I'll look into it. You will look away from the bottom left. Towards the burrito. But overall, the station itself is massive. It's one of the biggest in the system. Definitely the biggest self-sufficient one. And how low are we right now? We're about 3/4 of the way down. If you go further, it gets harder and harder to find ways down. And at the bottom is the Maron. That sounds familiar for some reason. The Maron? What is that again? Oh, right. I think we told you once, but it's the reason that we have gravity on the station. I looked into it a bit more after we talked. I think it pulls everything towards it, but otherwise I don't know. I just know it's really big and really, really expensive. And I think there's only one of them. Anywhere, I mean. Not just here. Right, they did say that before. Well, it's interesting to know that it's at the bottom of the station. And even Roon's short explanation has gotten me more curious about it. There really is just so much going on at this station. You aren't allowed down there, right? To the machines? Well, I am allowed there, but I can't get too close. It messes with bionic prosthetics and neurals, which can get dangerous. Let me hide the burrito. I'm hiding the burrito. Just canine, like, dogs in general are just fucking adorable. But I fixed things around it on lower floors. Yeah. Right. You did mention that it messed up your arm. Yeah. I couldn't use it for a day. I don't know. Have to figure it out. It felt weird the whole time. One of the doctors called it phantom pain. It was there even if I took my arm off. It must have been a neural problem, not an arm problem. Cuteness overload. But I wouldn't know how to fix something like that. I will try to remember that. Because we're only limited to like 4 options in the poll. So yeah. Anyways, I just fixing things around it. Yeah, or small parts of it, like the lights or the wiring. That still sounds incredibly impressive. Oh! Speaking of. Hey, Roon? Sorry, I got another question. Yeah? I think Mero said you were trained to do repairs on the exterior of the station. Is that true? He almost trips over himself as I ask, taking a second to look back at me with a confused expression. He said that? I didn't know that he knew that. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that something I shouldn't have heard? No, it's just, I didn't tell Merowyn that. At least I don't think I did. Oh, maybe he read it on your file? You do have a file, right? He must have. Do you not like people knowing that you're trained for that? Huh? Oh, no, it's just I was surprised is all. I am one of the only mechanics to be trained to do it. Mind you, most of the time engineers go outside to fix any issues. I'm usually called just to replace paneling or if a light goes out. I'm sure it's far more interesting than that. Okay, maybe it is a bit more interesting. Really, I don't get to do a lot of the complicated repairs. I mainly just help out. But I have been called to do it in the past, yeah. Is anyone else on your team trained for that kind of work? Or is it just you? Oh. It's just me. Are you sure? Well, I've been trying to train my assistants, but since we don't get called out very often, we don't get access to the suits. And it's a bit hard to train someone how to work on the exterior of a space station without a spacesuit. Ah! Okay, that's fair. And wait, your assistants? Kess and Milo? Yes! Wow! I'm surprised you remember their names. They should be around here working today. Oh, will I get to meet them? I'm not so sure, Tucker. I don't think we're allowed to really introduce you to more people right now. In fact, I'm not even sure why you're with me today. Not that I don't want you here, just... I wasn't expecting to have to show you around today. I thought you were going to be with Dr. Seno. I got the message while I was in the hallway through finishing some schedules and had to run to get you. Couldn't he have scheduled me in sooner? No, I don't think so. Wait. He had to go and do something for Tyr today. Actually, he had to do something for Tyr yesterday, too. It sounded kind of urgent. Not that I really know, and he can't be in two places at once. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Well, I do know that Chief Seno has been busy, so I imagine it's important. He gives me a worried look before trying to change the subject. Oh, okay, cool. He gives me a worried look before trying to change the subject. But it's okay that you're here. I knew I was going to have to take care of... host you in the future. So, it's good to get some practice now. Although, today might be a bit hectic if that's alright. There's a lot to repair and we only have so many paws to do it. I have a feeling every day is hectic for Roon. He doesn't seem like the type of person who ever stops. Well, you have 2 more paws to help you today if you need them. I say, holding up my hands. He gives me a confused expression before smiling. Bjorn is cute. Are you talking about, Bjorn from Liar? Gives me a confused expression before smiling. Oh! You don't have to do anything, Tucker. You can just stay in my office if you want to. No. No! No! I don't care how polite he is being with that offer. If I find myself stuck in one room again all day, I will lose it! I'd rather not stay in the same place all day if that's okay. And hey, I can help carry things, remember? You did say that would be helpful, didn't you? His shocked expression tells me all I need to know. Oh, well, I was just kidding then. You don't have to do that, bud. No, really, I want to. It'd be nice to get out and see more of the station. Oh, well... Yeah? Well, most of the repairs are in the maintenance areas. So it will just be a lot of tunnels like this. If that's something you'd want to see... Oh, of course. Well, still, it's better than another office. No matter how cool it may be. Yeah, that sounds great, Roon. I'd appreciate it if you could show me around. It'll be just like when we met. Huh? Most of no more future. Nem. Just Nem. Just Nem. Nemerin. Huh? Oh, you know, when I found you asleep in the wall? I slept better last night. I won't fall asleep today, I promise. But I'd be happy to show you around. There's still plenty to see, even down here. Yeah? Like what? I don't think he was actually ready to give me an example. That or he noticed something else he needs to fix. His pace becomes glacial as he gets lost in thought. It's as though I can see the gears in his head turning. The lights on his arms softly glow against the cool background. I'm glad I'm not particularly claustrophobic. Otherwise, this day might be a bit more stressful than it already is. I wonder what Doc is doing right now. I'm upset he had to run off like that, but I hope Tyr isn't giving him a hard time. I can't worry about that. Not now, at least. Maybe I should... Oh, I know! I could show you I could show the old thrusters. The what? Did he finally think of something interesting he could show me? You could show me what? The thrusters, or what's left of them. The station didn't just get here by itself. They had massive rockets that propelled it here. But since the station doesn't really move anymore, they took them off. Now it just makes smaller adjustments by itself. Oh, so the station was more of a ship at one point? Yeah, that's one way of putting it. But it's a really fascinating part of the ship. Lots of unused mechanical parts and interlocking systems. It's all very interesting. He's positively beaming right now. I guess this is his element after all. It's kind of cute that he can get excited about something like that, but it doesn't sound like the most interesting thing to visit. Isn't this guy who sneaks into the pools when he isn't supposed to? He does make an ooh-woo face, like, oh my god. And he wants me to to show me an empty room with broken machinery? Actually, that sounds about right for him. Maybe I can persuade him to find something more interesting later. But hey, it's something. That sounds great, Roon. If we have time, I'd love to see it. He quickly smiles and nods, then we start moving again. The cold is really getting to me now. Seeing as he's not even wearing a long sleeve shirt, I can't imagine that it's a mutual feeling. I'll have to see if he has something in his office. Speaking of, actually, I wonder how he got his own office. I don't doubt his technical prowess, but he does seem to hold an impressive position for someone of his disposition. I mean, even Tyr complimented his skills. Hey, Roon? What? Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah. I'm also waiting for Remember the Flowers update. I've been waiting for it. Hey, Roon? Yeah? Can I ask how you got your position? What do you mean, bud? Is it mean to tell me that when I'm scared I sound hilarious and absolutely adorable? No, it isn't mean. It isn't mean at all. If anything, I appreciate the compliment. Woohoo! Well, what do you mean, bud? Like, as the director of maintenance. Well, I originally worked on Lio until a position opened up, which I applied for right away. It was my first time in space, so that was nice. From there, I kept working until a position here was available, and, well, once the director position was open, I was voted into it. I was also one of the only high-ranking crewmates, available. I don't want to say I fell into it, but it was very sudden. That's still great, bud. Even though I know it came with a lot of scheduling for you. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I miss just fixing things. But I'm grateful for the position. No, it sounds nice. Well, thanks for telling me. No problem. Oh, this way, please. Following down a seemingly identical corridor, I noticed another one of those signs on the wall. I guess he wasn't kidding. They're everywhere. If you can spot them behind all the wires. Coming to a tangle, he stops for a second to check them for something, and quickly takes some notes on his monitor. I can see now why he must always be so late to everything. He's doing the same thing he did when we were trying to get to the library. I'd remind him we'd have a meeting to get to, but I think he's stressed out enough as is. That being said, I have noticed his tail has been decently active this morning. I wonder if he really enjoys his work this much. I want to ask him about how he got into doing repair work, but I hold my tongue now that we're approaching a large door. Roon does not stop for a second, leaning over a monitor to input some commands. Standing around, I note the lights on the door seem to be corresponding to what he's doing. I'd ask him exactly what that is if he wasn't so caught up in it. After a bit more typing, I jump as the door starts to slide open, mist billowing in through its gaping maw. This new air accumulates around my ankles and has a slightly warmer feel to it. Roon looks up and hurries through, only stopping to turn around and beckon me onward. I wonder how many security measures and bulwarks he has to go through daily just to get to his office. I know he said he normally takes the elevator, but this seems a bit ridiculous. Walking through the dense air, I can see the machines it's coming from. They're dripping wet with condensation rolling down their metallic bodies. From one type of machine-filled corridor to another I see. At least these ones keep me warm. We must be close now as Roon has started walking off without me again. Catching up to him, I see that he is reading something on his monitor and muttering under his breath. With all these damn cables on the ground, I'm worried that he's going to trip. Maybe I can take his mind off of whatever it is he's reading. You okay, Roon? You look kind of distracted. He stops and I have to walk back a pace to stand next to him. So for everyone, it is difficult to follow every VN YouTuber and every VN who likes to just make a challenge for yourself. Just watch for you at a time. Okay, that's something. I guess he was really out of it. What? Sorry, Tucker. What was that? Are you okay? We've been walking for a while now and you haven't said anything. Right. I'm fine. Sorry. I was just trying to finish everyone's schedules for today. Kes just messaged me and told me that everyone is there already waiting for me. Which is good, of course. But it does mean that I need to finish these before we get there and, well, we're almost there. Oh, do you want to stop and finish them then? I can wait. No, it's okay. We should just go on ahead. I'd rather just assign what I have for the day and not keep them waiting. Right, of course. He nods and takes one last look at me before heading back down the hallway. He wasn't wrong about how far we were as we approached one presumably final door. Finding the right keycard much faster this time, he swipes us into another hallway. Walking down a bit, I can start to hear noises, and not the thrumming of pipes that I've become so accustomed to. It sounds like voices, and a decent amount of them at that. He opens one final door, then... Oh? Cryptid Dog, if you're watching this, is this what you mean when you say that... Oh my. Is this what you mean when you say that Roon doesn't... When I record progressions with Star and maybe Sam, is that going to be a special day of the week? It's going to be, like, a random thing. Like, I know tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow we are going to continue reading through chord progressions, and hopefully Sam is also going to be there. If not, then it's just going to be me and Star again. We arrive at a fairly large central room, where we seem to be on the top floor. But no, Cryptodog, if you are watching this, is this what you mean when you said, that Roon doesn't understand OSHA? Quickly looking down, I can see a crowd of a few carrying, just mingling and waiting. Some heard us come in, looking up and pointing. A paw lands on my back and gently guides me into a dark room until I hear a light switch behind me. Oh shit, hiya! OSHA doesn't understand Roon. Oh no! Yep. Hiya, welcome to the stream. So from all the VN I have read, what is my favorite so far? That is a very, 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 very difficult question. But I have to say, Echo is probably my favorite. No, not Echo. What was it? I don't think I read it on here. Don't think I read it on here. I think I read it on my own. Actually, I might have read it on here. Trying to remember what it was called. It was... The fact that I've put this much thought into it. Oh, OSHA. That is a... It would either be Echo, Soul Creek, Glory Hounds, or extracurricular activities. Yeah, the fact that I didn't put that much thought into it. Yeah. People that are in charge of making sure everyone is safe in workshops and manufacturing places. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, is this his office? Oh, yeah. This is exactly what I imagined his office would be like. How does he manage to get any work done in here? Does he even work here? Or is this just where he keeps his stuff? After seeing what Doc's office looked like, I can't help but feel a little bad. But maybe he doesn't need as much room. Wow, Roon. Is this whole room yours? I try my best to sound genuinely amazed. Yeah! I get to work on whatever personal work I want to in here. When I have the time. But it's great because I'm allowed to keep whatever broken parts I repair and see if I can do anything interesting with them. Oh? They just let you keep anything you replace? Well, no one's told me otherwise. What? Ha! Well, I won't tell anyone. Now, do you mind staying here for a bit, Tucker? I have to go and hand out the morning assignments. Oh, okay. Will you come back for me? Of course! I'm just not sure it's the best idea for you to walk down in front of all of them. I mean, I can't really remember if you are supposed to do that. I know Doc said something about it. I don't think it was stated that I shouldn't be seen by anyone, just large crowds. Like, this is giving me so much depression. Like, I'm with you there. I just kind of want to clean it, but I have no right to talk in terms of cleanliness. I have no right to talk because my space, like the space that I'm in right now, is a pretty huge mess. It's a mess, a very big mess. I don't think it was stated that I shouldn't be seen by anyone, just large crowds. And Roon said his crew was, what, 13, maybe 14 people? And again, there's no way to know how they'll react. But if I'm ever going to get used to seeing them and get them used to seeing me, I have to start somewhere. Hey, Roon? I really need to hurry, Tucker. What is it? I was just wondering, can I come with you? To hand out the assignments? You want to come to... What? I want to go down there and meet everyone. He stops rearranging things on his desk and looks back at me. With his jaw completely agape. Are you sure? I mean... Well, I just think it would be good to maybe meet some other Karen. Merwin had the idea to slowly show me off to more people. And this seemed like a good time to do that. Oh no, I've completely overwhelmed him. I think he shut off, or he's trying to find a good way to tell me no. Either way, it does not seem like he expected me to ask that at all. I'm not sure I can do that. Didn't the captain say to keep you out of sight? I don't know. I can't read the instructions she gave us. You tell me. Got him. He must be really busy if he didn't finish reading that message the captain sent out. I don't feel good taking advantage of him like this, but I see no real harm in meeting his crew. Or at least seeing what they look like. All I've seen so far are scientists and doctors, most of whom look ready to dissect me more than anything. If you're really nervous about it, we don't have to. But I would like to. Some intangible thoughts dart behind his eyes as he looks around for an excuse. One that I know he cannot find. For it is in the pages of a document he has yet to read. I guess? Yeah, if it's okay with you. You said your crew is fairly small, so I thought it might be easier. I haven't asked Dr. Merwin about what you said, but if that's what he thinks and you're okay with it, then that's fine. But we have to go now. I'm late enough as is. Right. Alright, well, let's try this. I nod and he quickly gathers himself. Ah. I swear to God, there's like... I'm trying to like pop something in my left ear. Being able to take in the room again, I can see just how massive it is. It must be at least 5 stories tall and just filled with extra parts and cabling. I'm sure they used the service elevator to get everywhere. But what about all these parts? Roon surely can't do that on his own. Can he? There's no way he's that strong, right? Although after watching him fix that pipe, I can't be too certain. Looking down, I see that the congregation is headed over to a small open area where they are all waiting in front of a stage of some kind. New sillies to meet. When I finish Tennis Ace. Well, when I finish everything in Tennis Ace so far. Because, well, yeah. Well, the next vote is going to be on YouTube Community. I'm going to take advantage of the community posts and make a community post with a poll on there so that way more people can vote. Looking down, I see that the congregation has headed over to a small open area where they are all waiting in front of a stage of some kind. Taking a small open elevator down, I'm hurried over by Roon, who seems to be nervously switching between checking something on his monitor and looking at me with a worried expression. As we get closer, the mumbling gets louder and louder as I can start to make out the members of Roon's crew. They all seem to be wearing a similar uniform to him, in different variations of either having sleeves, not having sleeves, or being a complete jumpsuit. And we still have to finish KCA's route and then do June's route. Some of them have prosthetics too, though I wonder if any of them are neurals. From what I understood after my conversation with Doc, it seems as though you only need a neural if your prosthetic is advanced enough. Oh no! Yeah, we'll be on Tennis Ace for a while. Setting out from behind a tangle of wires and pillars, the first head starts to turn. I watch as it looks towards Roon, then snaps towards me. It only takes one gasp for everyone to be notified of my presence. Maybe this was a mistake. They're always so much bigger up close. I try to stay as close to Roon as possible as he heads up onto the small stage and quickly opens up a projection to finalize some things. Okay. Sorry for being late. Is that it? Oh, by the filament, it's real. I thought it was a joke. Is it watching us? So, we can't vol from poll on YouTube. Oh no. Should we keep doing what we've... Yeah, hang on, I'm gonna check something that Sam just did. Hold up. Gotta do a whole thing. Take something off my key. Shit. Fuck. Did you seriously lose yours? Did you?
No, it's not lost. I know where it is. I just can't get to it.
Where is it?
It's in the bookcase.
Oh my god.
And then I was gonna text her but then I realized that
How would you?
then I was gonna come here first, and then I realized that I also left my wallet. Thank you.
No problem. Roon looking like the best boy that he is. He is. He's looking like the best boy. He is so smooshable. He is. I just want to like, just squish his face. I don't know. My younger sibling says that it is just a male thing to do. Like men just want to like squish cute things, and he is so cute. I just want to squish him. Ah! So, today we have. When he told us he saw it, I thought he was kidding. It's totally looking at us. Look, no way. I want to test the lights in the hangar bay, so I've got to tell the others about this. Did you hear how they found it? I heard. Poor Roon can't get a word in over all of them talking. I really hope this isn't how his morning meetings always go. And maybe we... Is it dangerous? I only read half of the report. Of course it's dangerous! It's an alien! I mean, quiet! If Director Tyron is speaking, then why in the void do I hear the other fucking voices? A voice booms out from the back of the crowd and everyone quickly snaps to attention. Roon, however, seems to be too out of it to have noticed. All eyes are still on me. Hey! Hey! Hey, hey, maintenance workers, look away from us. Shut the fuck up. And look to the adorable boy that is just trying his best. He's doing his best. All eyes are still on me, but as Roon starts listing off names and assignments, they start to pay attention. Slowly, the carrying disperse. They all take a few last looks at me before disappearing into disparate tunnels and elevators. Also, how dare you not listen to Roon? Back the fuck off, maintenance workers! You probably just broke his heart! Some look like they want to stay and ask questions, but are pulled away by their partners and begrudgingly leave. Eventually, however, the room is silent once again, and it's just Roon and I on the stage. He takes a moment to close everything down and turn off the monitor. He's doing his best! Instead of turning to me, though, he stops and stares at his metal hand. Fingers slowly curl and open, a perfect facsimile of flesh. He turns it over and over, just inspecting it. Is there something wrong? Does he need to go get his replacement? Roon? His ear twitches. He heard me, whether he wanted to or not. I think I might have pushed things too far. Do you need help, bud? Finally, he acknowledges my presence. No. Well, that's good. Not knowing what else to do, I simply wait for him to snap out of whatever trance he's found himself in. After curling his hand into a fist, he breathes out a heavy sigh and turns to me. I'm sorry, Tucker. They're usually better than that. I should have given them a warning that you were coming. No, it's my fault. I shouldn't have pushed you to let me come down. He still looks upset. Or is that how he normally looks? Damn it! Are you okay, bud? Should we go fix something? God, that sounds dumb. I live with the guy, and that's the best question I can ask? Oh man, I really don't know much about him at all, do I? He looks around quickly before meeting my eyes. Yeah, I was on that schedule too. Let's go back to my office quickly. I have to pick some things up first. I nod and he takes the lead as we walk over cables and scuffed floors back to the elevator. Taking a longer look around the room, I notice it seems to have smaller offices and areas for the rest of the crew. He's trying his best. He is doing his best. I just want to hug him. I just want to give him, like, a massive hug. He's doing his best. How dare they not listen to him? He's doing his best. I guess this is more of the hub for maintenance than anything. Roon heads inside his office as I take the opportunity to lean against the railing and take a moment for myself. Looking up, I notice the true scale of the room as I can't even see the ceiling. It's either too dark or it's obscured by the rain of cables descending like vines. It looks like a tangled mess. I can't imagine how any of it works, but I'm sure it all does. I wonder where all of his crew had to go. I could only understand some of the assignments. Just how far do they have to go to fix a light in this place? Well, maybe if we could take the elevator, it wouldn't be so bad. I can't imagine taking the stairs to the top floor would be pleasant. The door gently creaks open behind me, and I turn to see Roon's muzzle gently peeking out from inside. You know you can come in, right? Oh, sorry, I thought you had just needed to pick some things up. I do, but it will take a minute. Stepping back inside, I see he's made a pile of bits and bobs on his desk. I think one of them looks like a fuse, but I barely know what fuses looked like back on Earth, so really, who knows? Maybe it's candy. After gently moving something that is either scrap metal or extremely important aside, I take a seat on one of the stools and watch him work. Despite the mess, I think he knows where everything is. He certainly has a better idea of where things are in his office than Merowyn did. Somehow. Although he's far less gentle as pieces of metal fall to the floor and tools are given one look before being flung to the other side of the room. Ah! I just want to see him poking his muzzle through the door, just... You can come in. So, what are you fixing today? Huh? Do you get to fix anything cool today, bud? Oh, not really. I'm running the usual checks on some breakers. Checking some lights in maintenance halls. Seeing if pipe pressure on the 17th floor is okay. Maybe replacing... He goes on and on with his personal list of tasks that seemingly need to get done today. It doesn't sound like he gave out that much for his coworkers this morning. But maybe they had to do harder jobs. I wouldn't know. Hey, you want to pack a bag for me to carry? You said I could help, right? I did, didn't I? A small smile creeps onto his face as he turns to face me before looking around the room, presumably for a bag. I think I did stress him out this morning with my impromptu request, on top of being late for his work already. But I'm glad to see that it might not bring down his whole day. Walking over to the wall, he pulls a small satchel off a hook before turning it over and emptying the contents on the table next to him. Oh, I was wondering where that went. Okay, maybe he's not actually that organized. Still, it's impressive he's found what he's needed so far. Returning, he holds out the bag for me. I know you already have a bag, but maybe this would be better? You can keep it too, if you want. Gently taking the bag from him, it seems to be made of some kind of synthetic material, but it still seems well made. Emblazoned on the flap is a logo that looks suspiciously like the logo on Maruk's jacket. Really? Thanks, Roon. Standing up to try it on, I realize the length of the strap is far too long. Oh, let me help you with that. Letting him take the lead, I stand with my arms apart as he gently takes the strap and starts to adjust it for me. He works swiftly as his dexterous fingers loop and latch the strap through various locks before tightening it to a more reasonable length for me. Standing back to admire his work, I tug on it a few times and give him a thumbs up for a job well done. I'm not sure if Akari knows what thumbs up are, as he just smiles and nods. Picking up the bag again, I turn it over a few times to inspect it more thoroughly. Hey, Roon, what's this here on the front? Oh, that's the Star of Allrain. Star? Doesn't the star have a different name? Yeah, well, no. It's just the flag of Allrain. It represents Lyo, Urian, and Reich. Did Dr. Senna tell you any of this? He told me about the planets, but not about the government. Oh, well, I don't know if he wants to tell you about it. But it just represents the system as a whole. The occupied system, at least. Okay. Thanks. I'll have to ask Marrow about that some other time. Roon finishes liberally shoving things into his bag as he scours the room for anything else that he may need before he head out for the day. He hands me a few random tools to put into my bag as well. Whether he actually will need them or not is a different story. As he slings the loudest bag in the world over his shoulder, he turns to me one last time. Are you ready, Tucker? We have to head up a few floors to get to the first fix. He is giving off a bit of Loken vibes from Soul Creek. I wouldn't say Loken vibes. He's just shy. He's just shy and adorable. I want to hug him. Hopping off my stool, I nod and he heads to the door, opening it for both of us. A cool breeze washes over me and I shudder. I stutter. Wait, shudder or stutter? Stutter. Hey, Roon, wait! Yeah? It might be a bit late to ask, but do you have an extra jacket I could wear? It's really cold down here. Oh! Right! I'd give you mine, but, well, I think you'd need sleeves. He takes a second to look around the room, seeing if he can materialize a jacket beneath any piles of scrap and junk. Before walking back to the door, still lost in thought. It's okay if you don't have one. It just might be a bit rough for me. He can't hear me. He turns around and looks at something outside before exclaiming, "Oh!" and walking off. I've learned well enough not to wait for him, so I followed after, being sure to close the door to his office on my way out. Fortunately, he hasn't gone down the elevator yet, and I can hop on as the gates close. We ride down in silence as he seems to still be thinking before he heads off into one of the smaller adjacent rooms. After hearing him knock something over and dig through some lockers, he comes back out with another jacket. Whoa! Did you just have extras? I forgot that we have a few just in case someone loses theirs. It might be a bit big, even though I think this is the smallest size. Roon, this is perfect! We can just use Roon's body as a jacket. Taking the jacket, I quickly slip it on, noting that while it's not insulated, it is padded. It's also maybe 2 sizes too big, but I can at least roll up the sleeves so they fit a bit better. Oh boy, and I'm wearing my intern shirt today too. I guess I really look the part now. Thank you so much. It'll be much better with this. Are you sure? It's not very warm and Roon, really? This is enough. He smiles again and I can see a small tail wag behind him as he turns and gestures for me to follow. I've seen him wear a jacket like this so many times now that it's weird to actually wear one myself. He's right. It isn't very warm, but anything helps. It drapes below my waist, and even rolled up the sleeves are comically large. The padding meant to protect my elbows reaches down to my forearms, and the collar feels heavy. At least the pockets are nice and spacious. I know you listed it off earlier, but I was curious. What is up first for today? First, we should probably check some circuit breakers. It's not hard. And it will help later if we have to change any lights in the maintenance tunnels. I'm sorry. What? Why? It's not really that interesting. Anything being done here, at least not today. I'm sure hanging out with Dr. Seno would have been much more interesting. No, Roon, this is great. I mean, look at this place. I spin as I gesture to the room in all of its brutalist marvel. The cable's a chandelier to my dance. Honestly, this is a fantastic break from his office too. I mean, have you ever seen it? No. Why? Is it messy? Yes. He looks surprised. And I just hope he never has to go in for a physical. As we come to one of the many tunnels, he flicks some switches on the wall and lights start to flash on, slowly leading us onwards. That is one long and dark hallway. To say it's not horrifying in some way would be a flat-out lie. Grabbing my shoulder to stop the memories, I notice Roon take a determined step forward into the pale light. God damn it, I'm going to develop claustrophobia at this rate. They could at least install LED lights! It doesn't have to be so damn dark! Whatever. I should catch up before Roon gets lost or something. Cryptid dog, or just Cryptid, if you're still here, should we leave off tonight or keep going? Because I don't know how much more is left in this VN so far, in this update. Okay, well, we're gonna leave off here tonight then. And also the saves worked. Like, I was freaking the hell out this morning whenever I was downloading the update because I read on there. Well, it'll be a nice, yeah, it'll be a very nice break from, from Tennis Ace. Tennis Ace was, it's very long. I just uploaded part 50. Anyways, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.